It's evangelism aimed at an audience that preachers may not be reaching.
We have to win this young hip-hop generation for Jesus Christ, and what we use is hip-hop music.
Our music needs to change.
Somebody doesn't want to be a player. Somebody don't want to be a thug. Somebody wants to live right. Say yeah!
Help us reach a lost generation before it's too late.
The Lord sent me tonight to tell you that your labor is not in vain. In spite of the circumstance that confronts you at this present moment, God said you're going to get a whole lot out of it. This message is for somebody who's had some issue on the altar, and you've been needing God to move on your behalf. You shed tears and wondered, did your tears matter? You've agonized in your spirit and wondered, did God hear the groaning of your heart? Often when we accept Christ as our personal Savior, we step into a world that is very foreign to us. And I believe that it takes a while even for you to understand that you are engaged in a warfare, because you wake up into a new world and you step into the church arena and you meet Christians. It takes a while for you to recognize that even after all of this glory, that there is an undercurrent, there is a warfare, there is a battle that you soon begin to recognize that you have to fight, that God has not brought you into an eternal party where you just blow whistles and wear hats and have fun and dance and shout and jerk and fall out, but there is a restricting force fighting you. It really becomes an opportunity for you to arm yourself against that enemy and that restricting force that you have to fight. Often many people don't even know that you're fighting the fight that you fight. And all of a sudden you begin to understand that you need faith. Somebody say faith. Now Jesus said, I send you out as sheep amongst wolves. And most of the time when you begin to fight, when you fight in a Christian warfare, you often feel like you're fighting at a disadvantage. He doesn't often advantage you. Generally, the odds are against you. And that's why you have to have faith, because if you look like you were going to win, you didn't need faith. You need faith when the odds are against you and it looks like the enemy's got you surrounded and there's no way in the world you're going to get the victory, and you're standing there and you don't have nothing but a rag and a rock, but you're going to wind it up and say, I tell you what, I'm going to use what I got up on you. Away with these timid, passive, indifferent Christians who are soft-spoken and don't want to offend anybody. If you stand for something, you got to be prepared to be controversial, and you got to roll up your sleeves and be prepared to duke it out sometime. Jesus said, I came not to bring peace, but a sword. He said, I don't care whether you like me or not, I've got to do what's got to be done. Slap somebody and say, you better fight up in here. Yeah, you better fight. If you don't fight, the enemy's gonna take over your stuff. If you don't fight, he'll take over your house. If you don't fight, he'll take your job. If you don't fight, he'll take over your mind. If you don't fight, you're gonna lose your limbs. Your knee will stop working. He'll take your ankle. Your wrist won't stand up. You'll lose the grip in your right hand. If you don't fight, he'll take your eyesight away from you. If you don't fight, he'll make you think you're old before your time. Slap somebody and say, fight. The Lord sent me here to tell you he's got your back. The battle is not yours. stretcher. I may have to come out on a bicycle. I may have to come out on a skating board. I may have to come out on roller skates. But I'm coming out of here. If God be for, He is more than the world against me.
This is Cheryl. I'm in Denver, and God has just blessed you. Thank you so much.
This is Joshua. Oh my goodness, you blessed me with that broadcast. You don't know how you blessed me. And this is something you can battle the world with, man. I showed it to one of the pastors. They love it.
My name is Bruce. I just want to say thank you, sir. I really love these sermon songs. I have Volume 1, Pastor Jones and Creflo and all them. Basically, man, I just want to tell you that this has been a blessing in my life.
I know sermon songs and life radio and all that stuff is bumping, and you getting your pub. But man, it was a wash away if you come out here to the West Coast. For real.